This is Adi Sharma solution, class 11, chapter 32, statistics, exercise is 32.4. Now this is question number 1. Find the mean variance standard deviation for the following data. Now one of the question is from NCERT. So three things we have to find out: mean, variance, standard deviation. So there are four parts here. 1, 2, 3 and fourth part. So we'll take first one and second one properly, and I'll just go through the third one and fourth one. You'll know by doing first and second how the others are done. So let us see the first one. How do we do? So we have the values being given. There are 5 values, 6 values actually. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 17. So we call it as x and we have to write it in the tabular form. So these are 6 values we have written. First thing, we have to find out the mean. In order to find out the mean, just add all of them. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 17 and divide it by the number of elements. 6 are there. So 42 by 6 is 7. 7 is your mean, x bar. Now in order to find out the variance, now you have to subtract this 7 from each value of the first column. 2 minus 7, 4 minus 7, 5 minus 7, 6 minus 7, 8 minus 7 and 17 minus 7. You don't have to take the modulus. Why? Because we are going to ultimately square it. So 2 minus 7 is minus 5. I'll just change it. There is a slight mistake here. I'll just change it. 4 minus 7 is minus 3. 5 minus 7 is minus 2, like this. So this is minus 5. Okay, this is xi minus 7. So we have subtracted the mean from each element. Now you have to square it. Now in the third column, you see the square of the second column. All the values of the second column, we have squared it. So 5 square is 25. That is why I told you, you don't need to take the modulus. So when you square it, all these square will come. 5 square, 25. Now you have to add this. Sigma xi minus 7 whole square. When you do it, xi minus x bar whole square. So this will be xi minus x bar whole square. This is by n, divided by n. There is no frequency here, so you just have to say the n. N is your 6 here. And this is going to be, let me write it n only. This is going to come as 140 and this has come 6. So 140 by 6 is your variance. And this is 23.33. This is your variance. This is the formula of variance. Mean and variance we have got. Now standard deviation. What is standard deviation? Is the under root of or square root of variance. So square root of 23.33 is 4.83. Okay. So this is the first one. Now second one, because this is NCERT question, so we'll do it. Here are certain values. So we have around 8 values here. So we are putting it in the table form, first column. Now we'll just add all these values and divide by 8 because there are n values. So divide each value and divide by 8. Add. When you add them, it will come 72. 72 divided by 8 is 9. So this is the mean. Mean is sum of all elements divided by the number of elements. Now you have to subtract this mean from each element of the first column. 6 minus 9, 7 minus 9, 10 minus 9, 12 minus 1, all of these. So the second column is basically xi minus x bar. X bar was 9. So all the element has to be subtracted by 9. Now you square it. When you square it, and then you have to add it. The third column is the square of the second column and then we add it. 74 has come. Variance is 74 by 8 because sigma xi minus x bar whole square by n. So 74 by 8 is going to be 9.25. What is standard deviation? Under root of variance. So under root of 9.25, it's going to come as 3.04. Okay. These two questions are exactly like this. I hope you'll be able to do. We have done 2 of them. So I'll just skip them. The solution is in front of you. This is question number 2. The variance of 20 observations is 5. And variance is given for 20 observation. If each observation is multiplied by 2, then we have to find the variance of the resulting observations. This is NCERT question. So before answering this question, which you see here the solution as well. Let me tell you the concept. If you are taking this book or following this book or NCERT, so there is an example properly given, that is the example number 6, which is also in NCERT also. So that will solve this question. So you have to know the concept. We will replace the value later. For example, this x1, x2, these are x till xn values of variable x. These are values. And now we have to multiply them, all of them, by a number which is a, which is called as a. Let us take it as a, which is a non-zero real number, because in this question which we are going to take, the number is given as 2. A will be 2. I'll tell you without the numbers first, and then I'll tell you where to place this number later. So concept you must learn. These are the values x1 to xn. Now I am multiplying with every element a, that is ax1, ax2, ax3, and this is axn. So every element is now multiplied by a common value which is a. In our example, n is 20, number of elements are 20, and a is the number which is multiplied by each element. So this is axn. So we cannot write just ax1, ax2, so let us give it a name. So we have to multiply each element by 2, and then let us give the name. So we call ax1 as u1, ax2 as u2, ax3 as u3. So this basically u1 is nothing, ax1, x1 into a, u2 is x2 into a, un is xn into a. So ui, if you take, that is, you can formulate like this. Ui is what? Basically a into xi. u1 is ax1, u2 is ax2, like this. So ui is axi, right? Okay. Now, if you want to find out the mean of the second list, which is the second list which I showed you, we know the first list, x bar is what? Sigma xi by n. Take the sum of all the values, divide by n. But we are interested in the second one, second list. So this will be, this is sigma ui. If we call u1 to un as ui, sigma ui by n. So this n, we know n equals 20, but I'll put it later in the last. So this ui is axi, so why not to put ui as axi here? Axi, put it here like this. This is I equals 1 to n, and you have n. Everything remains same. So we can write this like a is a constant, so it will not come inside sigma. You can take this outside. So a can come, constant you can take outside if it is common for all. So sigma I equals 1 to n xi by n divided by n. Now what you see here, x bar was what? The mean of the first list, which was not multiplied by 2 or a. So this whole is what? Sigma, this sigma xi by n is x bar only. So you can write it as ax bar. This is x bar, ax bar. Mean of first list is x bar. The mean of the second list, which is multiplied by each element by a, is u bar. So in place of sigma xi by n, we can write it as x bar. That is your mean of the first list. So now we'll take two things, relation. Ui equal axi, this was the first one. And the second one is u bar, which is equals to ax bar. Right? This is the second one. Now we'll subtract these two. We'll subtract 1 minus 2 will do. 1 minus 2. So let us subtract this 1 minus 2. So ui minus u bar equals axi minus ax bar. This all xi, all these are subscript. It is not ax into I, it's ax, I is subscript. So ui minus u bar, I am taking a constant, xi minus x bar. So this is clear. Now square both the sides. Just square. This is going to square. A will also be a square. Squaring both sides. Now we can apply sigma also to both the sides. Just apply sigma. You can apply sigma on both sides. There is no problem. So sigma, a square will be outside. As I said, a square is a constant. So this is sigma I equals 1 to n. N will take 20 and a we will take 2 later. So this is I equals 1 to n. This is sigma. Okay. Now what you see here is, First, divide both sides by n. Divide this side also by n, this also by n. This is not xi minus x bar whole square by n. It is sigma xi minus x bar whole square by n. Now, what is the variance of the first list and what is the variance of the second list? Variance of the first list is sigma xi minus x bar whole square. This is sigma I equals 1 to n and divided by n. Okay. So this whole n is this whole is what? It's variance only. So you can just write it as variance of x. How about the second list, which was the multiplication of a with each and every element of the first list? It's sigma I equal 1 ui minus u bar whole square by n. What is this? This is the same thing. So it's variance of u, the second list. So variance of u is equals to a square into variance of x. So first, n doesn't matter. We will not have n anywhere. But a square matter, the number which is multiplied. So variance of x is already given in the question. It is already given in the question, and which is in the second question, variance of 20 observation is 5. So now put it here, variance of u will be what? A square is what? In the question, it's 2. Just put it here, 2 square is 4. Variance of x is 5. 5 4s are 20. This is 20. What is the answer? 20 is the answer. I hope you got the idea. All these things are done just because we have to have that. This is the way you have to do, and this is the concept which was applied here. Okay, clear? Now next question is the variance of 15 observations is 4. 15 observations are there, so n is 15 here. And variance of 15 observation is 4. Now each observation is increased by 9. Now here we have done the addition. Previously it was multiplication, now addition. So every element has been increased by 9. Find the variance of the resulting observations. Find the variance of the resulting observation. So you have each first list and second list. First list is x1 x till xn. Second list is all the elements just added by 9. So if I take you back again, you can take example 5 of R.D. Sharma, example 5 of this particular discussion, and this is given in your NCERT book also. So let me show you by derivation or proof that what will be the answer. Variance of x is 4. So let me write it again. Now we have a list. What is the list? The list is x1, x2 till xn. This is already a list with us. I am just telling you the concept. I am going to use n number of elements and variance later. So n is given in the question, and in this question the n is 15. We'll use it later. And variance is also provided of x. The list, the main list, is given as 4. So the variance is 4 and n is 15. So now we have a, which is the a is now added. So a is 9, the value which is being added. So now every element is added with 9. So x1 plus 9, x2 plus 9, x1 plus 9, x2 plus 9, and xn plus 9. So each element is added with 9. So we are just saying a, we are not writing 9. So x1 plus a, x2 plus a, xn plus a. So just call it u1, u2. Rather than writing x1 plus a like this, name it as u1. So this is your first list. This is your another list, which you are calling it as u1, u2 till un. This is your another list, right? Now, so u bar, what is the u bar? That is the mean of the second list. It will be sigma ui from 1 to n, I equals 1 to n by n. So this will be your u bar. Similarly, x bar will be what? x1 sigma xi by n. So what is x1? x1 plus a. What is x2? What is u2? Sorry, u1 is x1 plus a, u2 is x2 plus a.
So you can write u as x plus a. For each element it will be ui equals xi plus a. So every element, when you add a, it will become u. X added with some element a, common element, you get u. So sigma ui by n, this is your mean of the second list. But what is ui? Ui is xi plus a. Ui is xi plus a, so replace ui by xi plus a. This xi plus a I am writing. Okay. So now this is I equals 1 till n. Because this is the formula of your mean. I equals 1 to n xi plus a by n. Now let us try to make it more simpler. So I am now taking sigma inside. 1 by n you can take it outside, it is not along with this. So 1 by n you can take it outside. Now I am taking sigma inside. So sigma, this is xi plus I equals 1 to n, and then you have sigma I equals 1 to n a. Now this is a constant. N is already constant, we have taken outside. But we have sigma inside with xi and a. So what do you get? Okay, this is a. Now what is sigma? Say 9 plus 9 plus 9 is what? 27. What do you get? 3 into 9. So similarly, you have sigma a. If it is n times, it's n into a, and 9 was 3 times, so 3 into 9. So you can write sigma I equals 1 to n a as n a. And this was already there, sigma xi 1 to n. Now divide by n because n was already outside. N was already outside. Now divided by n, this also n. So here n gets cancelled. You got only a. You get only a here. And what about this one? So you have, what was sigma xi by n? It's x bar. So sigma xi by n was x bar only. And this is a. So u bar is x bar plus a. And ui was what? Xi minus xi plus a. This was the first equation. So first equation, second equation. Now let us subtract these two equations. That is, we are taking 2 minus 1. Subtracting 2 from 1 from 2. So ui minus u bar equals xi plus a minus x bar minus a. So this a gets cancelled. This gets cancelled. This is xi minus x bar. This is ui minus u bar. Right? Now what you do? Just square both sides. Square this. And you can apply sigma as we did in the previous discussion. You can apply sigma from I equals 1 to n. Now, you can also divide both sides by n. Both sides you can divide by n. What is this? I hope you know, if I write variance of x is xi minus x bar whole square sigma by n. I equals 1 to n I am not writing. Its variance u is what? Sigma ui minus u bar whole square by n. So this is what? This is variance of u. And what is this? Variance of x. So variance of u is equal to variance of x. Either you have even added 9 or any number, the next list being found, the variance doesn't change. You don't need to know n, you don't need to know a. It is 9, 90, 900, 9 million, doesn't matter. Variance doesn't change. Variance is not changing. Variance was what? 4. So the variance of the updated list or the next list will also be 4. Variance x was equal to variance of the next list, u. So variance of u will be what? The next list is equal to the same one. So basically what we were doing is, I told you about the formula. Not here. I'll just show you. This was the previous question. Okay, not this one. I'll just take you to the next one. I'm just saying that if this example would have been 9, then we'll have 9. But it doesn't matter, because this is what I'm trying to explain you. This one I was telling you. So I just took you to the wrong position. This was the place I wanted to say that we have to add 9. But what do you see? 9 and 9 gets cancelled here. So it is 9 or 9 million, it doesn't matter because the variance doesn't change if you add common number to each list, remember. This is question number 4. So what is the question? The mean of 5 observation is 4.4 and the variance is 8.24. 5 observations are there, the mean is 4.4 and the variance is 8.24. If 3 of the observations are 1, 2 and 6, so variance 8.24, mean 4.4, 5 observations are there. So 1, 2, 3 are given, 1 to 6, 3 observations 1 to 6 are given. We have to find out 2 observations. So how to find out? Just take any 2 because 2 are not given. So let us take one is x, one is y. So this is the step which is going to come. And then we'll proceed. So I need to tell you how this step has come. This step is very important because this is going to be in each and every question which are coming or which are following. So I have to tell you how this step will come. If you have actually seen the examples and done example properly, you will be knowing this concept. So first thing is what? Variance x. We know the formula. It's simply sigma xi minus x bar whole square 1 by n. This is clear? This you already know. Now, variance is actually equals to sigma square. We are not dealing with the sigma square. Question is not dealing. But xi minus x bar, how can we write? If xi is a, x bar is b, a minus b whole square, we can write it as a square plus b square minus 2ab. So xi minus x bar whole square, a minus b whole square if you take, it will be xi whole square plus x bar whole square minus 2xi into x bar. We can write this. So we will open this. So 1 by n, and then we expand this a minus b whole square. So xi is whole square minus 2xi x bar. I am just changing the positions here, and plus x bar whole square. Sigma is already there. So now let us pitch in this sigma with each and every element. Please remember, constant value comes out of this sigma. It can also always come out of the sigma. 1 by n is already there. Now sigma, I am applying it with every element inside. First sigma is sigma xi whole square by n. Let just divide by n. Second one, sigma I equals 1. Just remember, I am not writing it again and again. I equals 1 to n is everywhere. Now 2, x bar is constant, 2 is constant, you can take it outside, 2x bar. What is inside? xi. So xi is sigma I equals 1 to n, so xi. That is already there. I equals 1 to n is already there. Now third one, plus x bar whole square. X bar whole square, but x bar is a mean. X bar is a mean, and this is a constant. X bar has to come outside sigma. What I am trying to suggest is, whether 2 or any value which is a constant, mean will always be a constant. It's not a variable. It has come from the whole data. So x bar we have to take outside. So sigma t2, if I equals 1 to, say, example, 1 to 3 you have to do. What will do? 2 plus 2 plus 2. Ultimately you are doing what? 2 into 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is 2 into 3. That is how many number I equals 1 to 3. So you have to multiply 2 with 3. So 1, 1, 1 has come 3 times. So this is what we have to do. This is sigma x bar whole square. X bar whole square has to come out. Sigma x bar whole square. This is sigma 1 only. I equals 1 to n. So this will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times. So it will be n. We are adding 1 n times. It will be n only. So this whole sigma will be sigma of 1 I equal 1 to n is n. So this is sigma x bar whole square was already outside constant, and I just explained you how n has come and was already in the denominator to x bar. Now see, sigma xi by n is what? I equals 1 to n. X bar is sigma xi by n. I equals 1 to n. Sigma xi by n is your x bar, which is your mean. You can write in this place the x bar, and then you have this sigma xi whole square by n. Now you can keep it like this. Keep it like this. Okay, now this is 2 into x into x bar is minus 2 x bar, and you have plus x bar whole square. So x bar whole square minus 2x bar whole square, x bar whole square minus 2x bar whole square is minus x bar whole square. What I am trying to suggest is basically x bar whole square minus 2x bar whole square is minus x bar whole square. Don't worry about x bar. It's just like minus 2x square plus x square. Like a polynomial, 2x minus 2x square plus x square. X square minus 2x square it is, so minus x square will come. So because we have x bar, we will write sigma x I whole square by n minus, this is x bar whole square. Right? Now variance is this one, variance of x. Now this formula is very important because this will be used in almost all the questions which are coming up. If you understand this, all the questions can be solved. So this is the point which will be solving this question which we are discussing. Sigma xi whole square by n minus x bar. Of course, sigma has I equals 1 to n. Okay, now these numbers are given. Let us assume one is x and one is y. There are 5 numbers given, 2 are not known to us. So just add them, x plus 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus y, and divided by 5, 5 numbers are there. And this is the mean, and mean is already given, 4.4. This is x bar. This is already given, 4.4. So what you are going to do, x plus y, 6, 7, 8, 9. X plus y plus 9 equals 5 into 4.4. And you just multiply this, 5 into 4.4. That is going to be 22. And now this x plus y equals 22 minus 9, that is 13. This is your first equation. Now second equation, all the discussion we had is for the second equation. This. So what do we write? Variance of x is equal to sigma xi whole square by n, I equals 1 to n, minus x bar whole square by n also is there. So variance of x is not. I just left this by n, so you have to write n. Huh? So this is variance of x is 8.254. Just write it. Now you have to square and add every element. X square plus 1 square plus 2 square plus 6 square plus y square. Square each element, and this divided by n by 5, and minus x bar whole square. X bar is already there, so minus 4.4 whole square. Okay. So the same thing we have done with the numbers, with the values being given. Okay. Now you can just solve it. Take 4.4 whole square here, 8.24 minus plus 8.24 plus 4.4 whole square. First multiply 8.24, plus 4.4 whole square. Then you multiply whole. When you take this on the left hand side, multiply whole by 5. And then this is x square plus 1 square, y square plus 1 square is 1, 2 is 4, 6 is 36. So you are going to get 41 here. So you can take 41 on the left hand side. Subtract all these left solution and take 41 subtraction. So you will get x square plus y square. I am not solving it, I am just giving you the final answer. X square plus y square is going to be 97. It's going to be 97. This 8.24 plus 4.4 whole square multiplied by 5 minus 41 will be 41. Okay. Now x square plus y square is 97. We already have x plus y equals 13. We already have x plus y equals 13. So how to get this? So we will apply the formula. Please remember, x plus y whole square plus x minus y whole square equals 2 into x square plus y square. This is known to us. Okay, I'll just show you. X plus y whole square plus x minus y whole square. I'm saying it to be 2 into x square plus y square. This I am trying to prove why we have got it here. So x square plus y square plus 2xy, x plus y whole square. And x minus y whole square will be x square plus y square minus 2xy. These two cancels. X square becomes 2x square. Y square become 2y square. So 2 you can take common. 2x square plus y square. So you can write it as 2x square plus y square. Okay, that is why x plus y whole square, and I don't write it, x plus y we already know, it's 13. So replace it by 13. 13 whole square plus x minus y whole square is going to be 2. X square plus y square is also known to us. It was 97 already. So put it 97. So x minus y whole square will get x minus y whole square will be what? This 2 into 97 minus 13 whole square. So x minus y whole square will be 25. So because this is square, so one time you have to take plus, one time you have to take minus, because under root 25 will be plus minus of 5. So x minus y equals 5, x plus y equals 5. These are two equations. It's not 25. It's not for 25. Please remember, there is a slight mistake I've done. First equation is x minus y equals 20. X minus y equals 25. You will use 1, and x plus y equals 13. You will take second. In second time, x minus y equals to minus 5, and x plus y equals to 13. You are going to take. So x plus y equals 13, and x minus y equals 5. It's not 25. Please remember. 2x is going to be equal to 13 plus 5 is 18, and x will be 18 by 2, that is 9. I'll just replace this 38. I've just done a mistake. And second time I'll take x plus y equals 13 and x minus y as minus 5. We are getting two equations from x minus y whole square equals 25, which is x minus y equals 5, x minus y equals minus 5. So we have to take these two equations with the first one, x plus y equals 13, to solve. So x minus y equals minus 5. Now add them. Y gets cancelled. 2x equals 13 minus 5 is what? 8. So x will be equal to 4. So when x is equal to 4, you just put it here. When x is 4, x minus 4 equals 5. So x becomes 5 plus 4, that is 9. So when x is 4, y is 9. And when x is 9, y is going to be 4. Okay. So you have both the type of equations when you solve. X is 4, y is 9, and x is 9, y is 4. So ultimately you are getting two observations as 9 and 4. The observations are 9 and 4. Okay, this is how you have to solve. Next one is question number 5. And this question we are going to take in the next discussion. Okay, then thank you so much. Take care of yourself.